Most of the books that I undertake that have any kind of factual basis whatsoever, and even the tall tales, which take place mostly in the 19th century, I do a lot of research because I really want them to have a certain ring of authenticity. And then the fictional aspects, the imaginative aspects, kind of can explode out of that, but they have a solid base that relates to the actual background from which they sprang. And for example, with a contemporary book, like if you decide to go to the moon, I did an enormous amount of research on that book. In fact, I worked on that book for 10 years before I really was satisfied with my ideas for the design and the movement and the details and the characters and whatnot. And during that time, I read extensively and looked at lots and lots of pictures about the Apollo moon shots and how the early astronauts reacted to the enormous challenges and difficulties of adapting to the hours they spent on the moon, and I think that really was very, very helpful in terms of overall impact of the book. I think the research can be a real adventure in its own right. I mean, for me to research something like space travel and what it would be like to actually to walk on the moon was opened my eyes to so many aspects of that superficially, when I hear newscasts about so and so in the space shuttle or whatever, I don't really grasp the reality of that in a way that I wouldn't have had I not done all the research for the Moon book. For example, I learned, to me, amazing facts like there's no sound on the moon. There's no possibility of music on the moon. That's something we would have to edit out of our lives completely. And there's no color on the moon, so there would be no painting on the moon. Everything would be monochromatic. It would be black and white because color doesn't exist on the moon. And things like that are really give a feeling for the starkness of that lunar environment and the inhospitable quality that the moon provides for travelers from Earth who've come from a planet that is so rich and so lush and so nurturing and so diverse and so beautiful that we aren't prepared for that kind of visual and sensory deprivation that the moon forces us to accept. And I think that learning that really brought a reality to perceptions of both the moon and the Earth that I wouldn't have had I not done that research. And I think I never met Faith McNulty because I don't usually meet my authors, the authors whose books I illustrate, but I think that was one of her major goals.